Hello and welcome back to another Popcorn Chat. As you can tell, we've got a different setup once again, always changing up on the channel. I've recently moved flat, so thank you for bearing with me on no videos recently the last few weeks. So hope you guys have still been enjoying the content I've been able to do over on TikTok. It's nice and quick over there, and I've put a few YouTube shorts up. So thank you for bearing with me whilst I've been moving and kind of doing life things. There's been weddings, there's been hen dos. It's been very, very busy at the minute. So hopefully you're going to be seeing a lot more reviews on the channel from now on. So I just got back from seeing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's the film we're going to be talking about today. So this film was directed by Jeff Rowe, who also did The Mitchells vs. the Machines, which I absolutely loved. And his style is very obvious within this film as well. And I think he's brought that humour across into this film, into the IP of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I think he does a really good job. I remember seeing the trailer for this film and seeing the star-studded cast. I mean, it's starring Seth Rogen and it's produced by him. We had the likes of Maya Rudolph, we have Paul Rudd, we have John Cena, Post Malone, Ice Cube, Jackie Chan, of course. So there's a real collective of great actors in this film, and I think they all bring their A-game in this. So let's get into some positives. As I mentioned previously, Jeff Rowe brought over his creative style into this film from the Mitchells, and I think it really works here. I think it's catching on to that trend of Into the Spider-Verse, where it's got a different kind of spin on this sort of westernized animation that we've seen a lot in the media. So I like that we're getting different types of animation and allowing directors and artists to have more freedom in their own styles. I can see why a lot of people might not like this style, but for me it really worked, and adding to the sort of teenager and kind of New York setting within this film. Because this film is set in New York, it excellently incorporates 90s rap for those really sort of action or slow-mo scenes, and it really works for me, you know, bringing in different artists that, you know, are familiar with, you know, maybe parents who are watching this with their children, and hearing those sort of 90s New York anthems really worked, and I'm sure that lots of people resonate with them, whether you're coming into this as a newbie, a lover of music, you know, you get the culture of New York. I think that really helped to encapsulate the world of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. On top of that, we have an excellent score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who are becoming some of my favourite composers of recent. They also did Empire of Light and Bones and All, which are some of the best soundtracks I've heard in a long time. And when I saw their names at the end, I was like, oh my God, that's another soundtrack they've done. So I'm going to be adding that to the Spotify playlist of great soundtracks that they've been cooking up in the last few months. Within the film, there's various flashbacks as to how these turtles and other characters become mutants. And there's this moment where we see baby turtles, and oh my goodness, I think it's the cutest thing I've seen ever. Let's go with ever. I just want to squish those little turtles in a really cute way because they were just so... If they do a little merchandise of the baby turtles, oh my goodness, can please someone let me know in the comments, because I will definitely buy that straight away. There are various jokes throughout the film that really made me laugh, and there's one point in particular where there is a moment with the character of April, and she is presenting the news, and I won't go into it in case you haven't seen it yet, but that part really made me laugh out loud, and I think everyone was kind of looking at me because I was just, you know, audibly laughing so loud, and it was so funny, and that's just my kind of humour. It's not everyone's kind of humour, but it made me laugh, and a few little kids as well, so maybe I have the humour of a child, I don't know. As someone who's never watched any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles growing up, I never watched the other films, I didn't watch the Michael Bay films, I didn't watch any of the cartoons. It's not really anything that I was sort of invested in as a child. So I came into it very kind of fresh-faced and knew the character names, and that was about it. So to see a narrative of how the turtles became mutants was great for me because I hadn't explored this world at all. But I'm sure for other people that might be a little bit frustrating in the way they've told it. But to me, I found it really interesting, and it worked for me to sort of see where they've come from and the dynamic between them and their father, which is a rat. Yeah, that's right. So it was perfect for me, someone who's never seen it, and I'm sure there's a whole new generation of younger children who are watching this for the first time, being introduced to these characters, and there's me as well at 27, nearly 28, being like, oh yeah, I've never seen a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Sorry, it just bypassed me. There are a few small negatives I have with this film. For me, this film relied a lot on flashbacks, which can work in some ways, but it happened a lot. So it became a little bit tiring. You know, maybe there could have been a different way in which they could have told those sort of reflective moments, but I don't know. It was just too many flashbacks. So the story that the Turtles follow has been done before. However, I think it's done in an effective way. So I just wanted to highlight that this was a device that I've seen, many times before, of these sort of curious minds of young people wanting to venture out into the world and someone being a little bit too scared of the outer world because of their own experience and holding people back from trying and exploring new things. So it's familiar, but it's done well. Overall, I really enjoyed this film. As someone who's never watched anything related to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think this is a great intro to these characters and this world building, and I'm very much invested to watch the 90s films, the Michael Bay films, and just the comics as well. I'm very curious about these characters, and I think they've got a really interesting dynamic that I'd love to see explored, and hopefully we'll be getting a sequel to this film. So I'm going to give the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you so much for watching this review. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts of the film if you've seen it down below in the comments, and I'd love to check those out. I'll see you guys very soon for another popcorn chat.